What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jay Calderon, Stand Clear Entertainment, and we about to get into the boxing talk. We're going to do a recap over this weekend's boxing that went on. First, the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, made his return to the 122-pound division, and he went up against a very weak opponent that he knocked out in the second round. I mean, this guy has not looked good since he lost to Guillermo Rigondeaux a few years ago. He hasn't been the same pound-for-pound fighter that he once was. After that fight, he fought Vic Darchinyan, and he didn't even look good in the victory. He also lost against Nicholas Waters, and that was his last big fight. And I believe that Nonito Donaire is seeking a big fight with Scott Quigg of England, an undefeated world champion that holds a secondary world title. And there's discussion that this fight is going to happen later on this year. Now, Scott Quigg also fought in England over the weekend, and he was very impressive in a second-round demolishment of former world champion Kiko Martinez of Spain. I mean, it was a great performance by Scott Quigg. He is a young, undefeated champion in the division, and if he fights Nonito Donaire, it's going to be a very good fight to see where these two guys lie in the junior featherweight division. I mean, there's been a long talk of negotiations between Scott Quigg and also Carl Frampton because they're two big stars overseas, and this will be a massive fight in the UK, and people want to see it over there in Great Britain, and they haven't been able to come to terms in order to make this fight happen. Now, also, Carl Frampton made his American debut over the weekend on CBS, National Free Television. And Carl Frampton did not come out impressive. He was dropped in the first 30 seconds of the first round. He was actually dropped twice by a young, strong Mexican kid by the name of Alejandro Gonzalez Jr. And this kid came to really put on a performance and really try to capture the world title. But Carl Frampton showed that tough Irish heart, that tough spirit, and he was able to showcase his boxing skills by using his jab to get back into the fight and basically dominate the rest of the way against a very strong, tough, young kid from Mexico. And he was able to claim the decision in 12 rounds. Now, after the fight, Carl Frampton said that he was having trouble making weight at 122 pounds, and it's possible that he might move up in his next fight to 126 pounds, the featherweight division, where guys like Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares are fighting at, and it could be big fights down the road for Carl Frampton. Also that night on the card, we had Chris Arreola, a heavyweight that, I mean, basically this guy needs to get a new trainer, and he also needs to get a strength and conditioning coach to get into better shape because he's just been a pathetic excuse for a heavyweight contender, and he is said to believe to fight Deontay Wilder for the heavyweight title of the WBC. Now, everybody saw that Chris Arreola lost that fight this weekend, and he was given a gift draw after 10 rounds. I mean, this guy doesn't look in shape. I mean, he doesn't perform well. He's an exciting fighter because he comes to fight. He has a good chin, and he loves to bang. But his skills are horrible. His conditioning is horrible. And like he said, which I give him a lot of credit, he said that he did not deserve the title shot against Deontay Wilder after his performance that he put on. And I have to agree with him. He keeps it real. I give him mad respect for that because he always keeps it real in his post-fight interviews. And he knows that he did not win that fight, and he knows that he doesn't deserve a shot at Deontay Wilder. Wilder will basically wipe the floor with this man and possibly even stop him. So it doesn't even make sense to make this fight. So we have to see what Al Heyman is going to do for Chris Arreola. Let's hope he gets him a new trainer and a new strength and conditioning coach. In other news, we had super middleweight champion Arthur Abraham from Germany take on his German rival Robert Stieglitz for the fourth time. Now, everybody's saying, why did these guys fight 4 times already? Well, the two first fights that they had was split 1-1. The third fight was a controversial win by Arthur Abraham. So this fight was to settle the score once and for all. And Arthur Abraham came out strong. He was in control of the fight, and he caught Stieglitz with a very good right hand and put him down in the 6th round. And the corner of Stieglitz threw in the towel for a 6th-round TKO. Now, he is the WBO super middleweight champion. He said he wanted to unify the titles in the division. The problem is, Andre Ward is the super middleweight king of the division, and he already beat Arthur Abraham by an easy unanimous decision against Arthur Abraham. So there's no reason to have a rematch between these two. I don't even think they want a rematch. So we have to see what's in store for Arthur Abraham next. Also, Showtime did a triple header this weekend. We have a new Puerto Rican undefeated young champion by the name of Joe Arroyo, who won the IBF junior bantamweight title at 115 pounds. Now, that fight was not a very good fight at all. It was a boring fight. It was a very ugly fight. These guys' styles could not mesh together. And Arroyo won the decision based on a cut that happened to the Filipino fighter. They went to the scorecards, and Arroyo was ahead, and he won the decision, a technical decision, to become a world champion and join all the many other Puerto Rican fighters from the island of Puerto Rico. So we hope to see this kid again in a much better fight and see what he's really made of as a new world champion for Puerto Rico. Now, on that card, there was a sensational performance by a young, talented American fighter by the name of Amir. This kid, I've been watching him for quite some time. He is super exciting to watch. This kid is very good with his boxing skills, and he has very good punching power. And he had a spectacular highlight reel knockout in the 4th round when he put his opponent down face first to the ground. I mean, this kid is really, really good, and I think he's a future star in the division. He is now the mandatory challenger for the winner of Lucas Matisse versus Victor Postal, which is going to go down October 3rd. So I can't wait to see this guy against a top-level opponent, to see what he's really made of, to see if he's the real deal. I would love to see him fight Adrian Broner. I think this would be a great All-American fight between two fighters that have boxing skills, and I believe Amir has better punching power, and I think he could take Adrian Broner right now. It will be a great fight. So we have to see what's in store for Amir in the future, because this kid is something to really watch. Also, the main event, last but not least, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I mean, this guy needs to retire from boxing. I'm sorry. He had a new trainer with Robert Garcia, and he didn't even make the weight on Friday. And he looked out of shape. He didn't look good at all. He was facing a guy that was basically a sparring partner. And I got to say that he has made enough money in boxing, and he's already have been a world champion, the first Mexican middleweight champion in the history. He's already made his mark in boxing. He should just retire from boxing for good. He has a beautiful family. He should just spend the rest of his life with his beautiful family and the money that he's made and the history he has already made. But he is not a good fighter that is going to become a world champion again unless he fights a bum that has a world title. I mean, he's not beating anybody that's top level. But that's my recap of the week. Tune in. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Join my Facebook boxing page, J. Calderon Boxing Talk. I mean, we're growing every day. I would love everybody to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's J. Calderon Boxing Talk on YouTube. Please subscribe. Please follow. Leave a comment. Share my videos. I'm J. Calderon. Stand Clear Entertainment. Thanks for watching.